$2,000 silver absolutely cannot be ruled out. And we're going to talk about the hard statistics in this video that show us why. But we're going to talk about a bunch of other big reasons why, even on a day like today when the silver price is temporarily getting clobbered, the gold price temporarily getting clobbered, we've got all the factors in place for continued strength in the precious metals prices. We're going to cover all those as well. And we've got the secret Trump factor. I'm going to share something with you at the end of the video that I think indicates to us that we could be in not just for 6 months, not just a year. We're talking a decade or longer of solid support for the precious metals prices. Thank you for joining me here in the basement. You choose to be here. I respect that. It's a big deal that you are here. We are basement dwellers. We love to talk about silver and gold. Please subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. If you don't agree with me, leave it in the comments section. I love to read your comments. But let's dig in and talk about what's happening today in the silver and gold markets. We're going to take a look at the chart, and then we're going to dig into more detail about reasons why we need to be optimistic about the future of precious metals. Let's make sure we are live here. Hopefully everybody can see me and hear me. We're looking at the gold chart. This is a 1-year chart of the price of gold. And what it shows us, guys, I know today is horrible, right? Here, we're down. See if we can get the crayons to come up. There we go. We're down $45 an ounce on the gold price. But if you look way back here, remember what you were doing 1 year ago? Well, whatever you were doing 1 year ago, the gold price was about $1,000 less than it is today. So when we look at this chart, I want to point something out to you from about, let's say mid-April through today. Do you see this massive consolidation that's occurred within the gold price? Now, we know the gold price, right, has major impact on the silver price as well. But when we focus in on gold, we've got what, almost 3 months of really solid consolidation within this range. So we're not going to get worried about gold unless it gets down around in this range here. If it goes down below 31.50, we might start to get a little concerned. But again, I want you to focus on 1 year. 1 year ago, we were down here in the basement, absolutely, talking about our love for the precious metals. Sorry, guys, we're having some technical issues today. We had the gold price at $1,000 less. Let's look at silver, the favorite of many of us. Oh boy, there's a 1-day chart of silver in the futures market down 70 cents. But again, let's look at a year, and then let's look. Okay, so 1 year ago today, we were sitting with silver a full $10 lower than where we are right now. Okay, so let's remember that when we look at, when we go through days, we're going to have down days, right? Look at this chart over the last year. Oh my gosh, look at this absolute horrible day we're having. Oh, hold on here. Let's get that out of the way. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now let's look at this. Okay. 1 year ago today, $10 less per ounce. Look at this. I know it may feel bad today. That is a blip when you look at this on a long-term basis. Now, what we want to look at, since we love to follow the silver price so closely, is a 6-month chart and some key areas that we're going to be keeping an eye on. Okay, so on the 6-month chart, guys, we've got some critical levels. Oops, hold on here. Wow, the technology is not cooperating today. Here we go. All right, now we've got it. On the 6-month chart, we can look right about here. I mean, really, we can draw a line in the futures market right around the $36 range. Okay, so remember, right, we tried multiple times to get up above this level. We got up there, and again, we've got another level, let's say close to where we are now, that's pretty critical for us to hold. If we break down below where we are now, we may in the futures market get down here to the 36 range, about right here. If we get below 36 in the futures market, and that's $2.50 lower than where we are now, we could go back, into the low 30s. I don't think it's going to happen. Okay. We've got so many factors that are just supporting right now a much more robust, hold on here, silver price. The silver lease rates are exploding. Number one, the SLV ETF is still not available for shorting, last that I heard. And if there are any shares available in the SLV ETF to short, they are limited at best. On top of that, the comics, we're changing, big announcement. We're going to change the name of the COMEX to the comics. The comics and the LBMA, there are historic levels of disassociation between those markets right now. Inventory levels, the relationships that have held on for decades and decades are so far out of whack right now. There are people out there, we could dive into this for the next 2 hours. There are people out there who are more knowledgeable on that subject than I am. I listen to them, and everything they point out is that we've got dislocations in the paper electronic market for silver. So is let's talk about $2,000 silver. Is $39 silver? Is $38 silver a bubble? Are you kidding us? Right? Are you kidding us? Look back at 1980. Okay, think about this. We hit $50 per ounce in 1980. Okay. When we adjust that price for today's dollars, you hear numbers like $150, $186 per ounce. How about $1,999 per ounce? And how about that being based on math? Let's go out here. It was Mike Maloney who initially pointed this out, but I want to take you out to this tweet that came out over the week or yesterday from Make Gold Great. The all-time high price of silver using pre-1982 CPI methodology is $1,999. Calculations and chart from Mike Maloney at goldandsilver.com and Shadow Stats. The video is in the comments. Let me show you this video. I watched it this morning. It's called The Silver Awakening, 8 Factors to Drive It Higher by Mike Maloney. It's a great video. He's been in the silver and gold market for years and years. But essentially, guys, when we look at this chart, okay, that shows the 1980 high of silver. Let's get our markers out here. Okay, 1980, down here on the bottom, $50 silver. All right, the green line shows the CPI number. They call it the CPI. Again, this chart was from Mike Maloney, great chart, which says if you use the current government methodology for calculating inflation in today's dollars, the silver price, if we hit 50, would be $207 per ounce. However, if you rely on Shadow Stats and you use the pre-1982 methodology for calculating inflation, oh my gosh, a $50 silver price today would be $1,999. Do you believe it? How do you feel about that? I'll ask you that question. I've sat down here many times and said we could see silver prices that we cannot even imagine. But wait, guys, I have more for you, reasons why this could actually happen. But that's based on hard math. If you use the actual government's methodology for figuring out inflation, what they used up to 1982, everybody knows that the current CPI calculations, they call it CPI. Okay, it's a total joke. The way they've developed this methodology to make it look like, oh, we only have 2.4% or 3.1% inflation. If you use the real, and the guy at Shadow Stats, highly respected, and you use that pre-1982 methodology, we get the $2,000 silver. If the silver price were to get to $50, that would be in the equivalent of $50 in pre-1982 CPI adjusted numbers. It's real. It is. Okay. We can hit silver prices that most of us can't even imagine. But then think about this, right? In 1980, we didn't have India. India was a non-player in the world economy. In 1980, we didn't have China. China was a nothing burger, a fraction, a small fraction of what they are now. We didn't have Russia. Russia was in the process of falling apart. Okay, so you've got China, 1.4 billion people, world's biggest or second biggest economy, depending on who you want to believe. India, 1.4 billion people with an absolute love, like China, of precious metals, but also an economic engine that's expanding like crazy. We didn't have that in 1980. Trust me, I was 10 years old. How old were you in 1980? Did I tell you thank you for being here with me in the basement? Guys, everything is going to be okay for silver and gold. Days like today are no fun. I get it. I understand. I'm with you. Okay. But look at that 1-year chart. Go ahead and pull it up for yourself later on tonight when you start to fall back into that, oh, silver. No, everything is going to be fine. Right. We're in a new paradigm, a new complete environment for the silver and gold price. The 1980 price, right? That was when, again, China, India, Russia didn't even exist. Russia is buying silver, right, as part of their strategic reserve. Central banks, silver is. We didn't have solar, but wait, there's more. In 1980, we didn't have the industrial demand. We didn't have solar panels. We didn't have Samsung making solid state batteries that are going to use 1 kilogram of silver each, and that Lexus is starting to test in their cars, from what I understand, from what I've read. We didn't have any of that. Yeah, we had photography. I know. Okay. But when you look at the future of demand for silver, when you look at the future of these Eastern countries that are taking over the world of precious metals, are you getting a warm, fuzzy feeling? I don't care that they smashed the price down by $1. Hey, great. Those are the weaklings. Right? You start talking to me about $36, $34, $32 silver, then our blood pressure goes up a little bit. But big picture, we are absolutely in good shape. Oh, and there's more. This is the biggest factor that can really, really light the old fart bomb underneath our friend silver. I can't believe I just said that. Right? Light the rocket fuel beneath our old friend silver. All of what we've accomplished in the silver price, $38 per ounce today, has been done with zero help from the West. Okay. When that just goes back to normal levels, nobody's buying silver in the West. China's sucking it all over. India's sucking it all over. Guys, when you're, hold on, the sheeple in the United States, the other 99% of people that don't own silver, join us, gold, join us. It's going to be crazy. Let's look at some hard data that tells us, and I'm hearing it from all the bullion dealers. I'm hearing it from the coin shop people, right? Nobody's buying silver. Very few people are buying gold. Think about it. And that's a major component of the overall demand for the metals. We've accomplished what we've accomplished, right, with no help from one of the major demand sources. You know, when more than just the Costco moms and dads wake up to what is going on right now and join us, the people that know that this, right, this is paper, right? Nothing, paper money. It could be huge. All right, let's run out. We're going to go out to our friend, Chris Marcus at Arcadia Economics. He put out a great article. This is from a few days ago. Silver futures come within a dime of $40 earlier this week. We'll touch on this very briefly, and then we're going to go right to the demand from the retail side. Another sizable deficit that came from the Silver Institute this week. But let's just run down here regarding the gold market. This is from a report from, I think it's Money Metals. Hold on a minute. Metals Focus. I apologize. The secondary gold retail investment market year to date has been very active in North America with strong levels of buying and selling from investors. Even so, appetite for new bars and coins remains sluggish. This is reflected in the weakened premiums across coin and bar sizes. Several contacts we spoke to referenced the bid premium for U.S. gold eagles and bars dropping to a discount to spot, below the spot price, okay? indicative of a depressed market. So that's gold. Wait till you hear about silver. On the silver side, the trend is similar. Retail investment in the United States fell by a marked 46% year over year in 2024, while early 2025 saw some dealers report net disinvestment. Feedback suggests continued coin and bar buybacks at heightened levels and a further rise in dealer stocks, a portion of which is destined for melt. Are you hearing? Uh-oh, hold on here. Oh boy, we got some technical problems here. Hold on. I think we're back. Hopefully I didn't lose you guys. Hey, I'm a one-man band live streaming. We're together in the basement. I hope you feel like you found a home away from home, because things are going to be good for us in the silver and gold world. I don't know if we're still live now or not, but nonetheless, the reality is this. Coin shops, right? You bring oh boy, I gotta talk about our sponsor here. But you take some silver into a coin shop, you are right now likely going to get offered a price under spot. Okay, $1 or $2 is what I'm hearing from some people. Don't worry, that will change. That will absolutely change. Okay. People are going to wake up. People are going to start buying gold and silver. If you want to get your hands on something beautiful like this is the Las Vegas silver round. Look at that. Huh? Poker chip design on this side. On the other side has the roulette wheel. And absolutely beautiful. This came from First Mint. They sponsor the gold and silver content. There it is right there. First Mint here in the basement. Okay, they are owned by First Majestic Silver, Keith Neumeyer's juggernaut silver mining company. What's unique about First Mint is they get their silver from First Majestic. So it's mined in Mexico, shipped to the First Mint facilities in Las Vegas, Nevada, where it's transformed into world-class silver bullion products. This is silver. This is the freshest silver you can get, right? From the mine to the mint directly to you. They have great prices, great service, free shipping over $199. They have a discount code VIPRB. Think VIP Ron's Basement, VIPRB. And it's a company you can trust, right? That's important. This is a part of First Majestic Silver. Thank you, First Mint, for sponsoring the basement and letting me connect with all these wonderful people out there who love gold and love silver as well. There's so much going on. Let's talk about Trump, okay? Let's talk about Donald Trump. Trump's the secret factor. Trust me, here's what's going to happen with Trump. He's the king of debt. This is not a political statement, but he is going to run up the national debt, the national deficit, higher and higher and higher. It will only continue to devalue the U.S. dollar. So if you so choose to value the silver and gold that you own in U.S. dollars, the price of gold and silver are only going higher. He's putting massive pressure on the Fed. Wait till you see this. I got a little 2-minute video I want to share with you, but here's the first headline we got yesterday in regard to this. And this one came from Metals and Miners. Trump to visit the Federal Reserve, escalating campaign against Chair Powell. And a couple things here. Trump's going to go there. He went there yesterday. Trump repeatedly has criticized Powell for not cutting interest rates. But this is the first time in 2 decades that an American president will be making an official trip to the central bank. Now, what's important here, and the reason why we're watching this, is they're talking, I mean, this is unprecedented behavior between the president of the United States, who has a track record of running up massive amounts of debt, okay, wanting a weak dollar, and the Federal Reserve. And wait till you see this. If this is not the most uncomfortable exchange of two people, okay, to make it even more astounding, this is the president of the United States and the head of the United States Federal Reserve. Watch this and tell me that we aren't headed for some major changes at the Fed and with our president, Donald Trump. Let's get this on full screen for you. And here we go. I mean, this. This look at Powell. Watch this. No, look at him. Oh, Donald's got papers. They basically get in an argument here. Jerome's like, "I gotta print some more money." He's like, "What?" That's the president of the United States and the head of the Federal Reserve. Look at Powell. He's like, Jerome Powell's like, yeah, we got a little bit of a reserve that we can use if we need to. Yeah, it's called this. Oh, let's get him out. What the heck? It's a special day. All right, there he is. Yeah, it's called this. This is their special reserve that they have at the Federal Reserve. It's called a printing press. They can print all the money they want. All right, a few more astounding facts that we're going to look at in the silver market. The disparity between what's going on in China with silver price wise and where we are in the US. But I do want to say thank you to channel sponsor First Mining Gold. They also sponsor our gold and silver content. They're a Canadian gold development stage company, millions of ounces of gold in the ground in Canada, and they're working through the development phase. Exciting phase, right? The permitting phase can be catalyst rich. They also have another major project in Canada, the Cameron project, which is another almost million ounce project, gold in the ground in Canada. You can learn more about them at firstmininggold.com. Guys, let's go take a look at the latest physical silver prices that we are getting from China. And I want to pull up first, I'm going to do it here on my phone. Let's first take a look at the Kitco spot price right now for silver. Okay, so we are at, as you can see, in the United, there you go. You can kind of see that, I guess. 38.05. This is live. $38.05. Let's go see where silver, that's the spot price of silver in the United States. Let's go take a look and see where it closed in China overnight. Okay, there we go. We are at the our friend the Oriental Ghost. Let's give him credit. Man, he does this every day for us. Thank you, my friend. Okay, here's the latest data from China, from the Shanghai Gold Exchange. And get it up on full screen. What did we say? $38 in the United States? Shanghai Gold Exchange. This is their physical market. This is silver. Oh, just $40.68. A full $2. Wow. That's approaching, that's probably 8% higher, maybe approaching 9% higher. That is the Chinese physical silver market, guys. And the Chinese market is taking over the price discovery mechanism for silver. And then we get news also earlier this week that the Russians have started their exchange. They've got a contract for gold that's going on. Things are changing at a rapid pace. One more quick thing we'll take a look at just to get a kind of a reason why we're having this down day in the price of gold and silver. Let's go look at the DXY index. This comes from Market Watch. Okay, I cannot stop looking at this chart. All right, so the DXY index is up today. Oh, we can get that out of the way, make it a little better looking for your viewing pleasure. 97.79, up 0.43%. That's a big move up in the dollar index. Again, this compares the US dollar to a bunch of other crappy currencies like the Japanese yen, the euro, I believe the Swiss franc, and a bunch of others. But just because we like to look at some positive things on down days. This is a 40-year chart of the DXY index. And we can't remind ourselves of this enough. If we look at this period here from 2001 through 2011, right, the DXY index went down, 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 got as low as 75. Remember, we're still just below 100 right now. But during this period, the silver price went from $5 per ounce all the way to 5 with a 0 behind it per ounce. Okay? And that coincided with a big downdraft in the dollar. So when we look now and say, oh, we are here just below 100, what's critical, hold on a minute here. What's critical for us, what the heck? Okay, let's draw that line at 100, straight as we can. I think that's perfect. What's critical for us to remember is we just went below 100 on this chart. I don't like that. Now, here, I'll just draw a circle around the 100. We just dipped below 100. But if you look back over time, over the last 40 years, we barely spent any time above 100, and we've got a long way to go to get down to 75. And I heard, I think it was Luke Gorman yesterday, talk about the DXY possibly going all the way down to 50. Don't forget, guys. I'm going to do it again. That's the reason why Susie calls me Ron the Repeater. During this period where we went down, the silver price absolutely skyrocketed. Hey, I appreciate you guys being here. One more sponsor I want to thank that helps make this possible. A company I've had a great relationship with are our friends at Dirty Man Safe. Remember, if you've got something, Dirty Man, that you want to store safely, I have no idea what you might want to store safely. These things are awesome. When they sent me my first Dirty Man Safe, I mean, this is cool and robust. And there's a discount code, Ron10, okay? But it's so cool. You open it up at the bottom, put something you want that you have that's valuable. I got a little unicorn in mine right now, but you can put precious metals in these. You bury them in your yard. You put on your pirate outfit and you act like what the pirates did for thousands of years, right? Yeah, you store it in your yard. You bury it in the ground. It comes with a tube and a cap, and it's a very, 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 very cool product. You can learn more about them at dirtymansafe.com. Of course, thank you to Ledger, the cryptocurrency hardware wallet security leader, and MoonPay, right? The leader in fintech right now. They're growing and innovating like crazy. All these sponsors help me be able to make this show possible. Most importantly, hello, are you out there? 500 people at the drop of a dime? Guys, we are in for some good times in the precious metals market. Anything that's not dollar oriented, we are in for, I don't think just a year, I think a decade or more of great times in silver and gold. Now, you know, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't buy or sell anything based on what I say, but I've been following this market for decades, and what's unfolding right before our very eyes right now is something that we really could have only ideally imagined to have happening. Okay. There's a reason why silver and gold have been valuable for thousands of years. There's a reason why they will continue to be valuable for thousands of years. There's a reason why I smile when I look at that camera. That's because I know you're out there. Please don't forget, subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Okay. There's going to be lots of mean comments as normal because I said we can get $2,000 silver, but hey, you just watch. I believe that is not out of the realistic realm of possibilities if I look out on a time frame like 15 years. We'll see how it all plays out. You take care of yourself, okay? And I'll look forward to seeing you soon.